Welcome, pilots and aviation enthusiasts. This is another episode of the Low Time Pilot Jobs podcast show, and I'm your host, Seth. You guys are listening to an aviation podcast where I share with you some of my knowledge and experiences of being a commercial pilot on the day-to-day basis, helping you on your journey from your first flight hour to your 1500th. All right, in this episode, we are going to be talking about something very controversial, and that is how I feel about the airlines and how you can be a successful pilot but not be an airline pilot. So I'm going to be going over how I feel about the airlines as a passenger, and then on the flip side, how I feel about being a pilot. Two totally different perspectives that I want to share with you guys. So the content that I recorded for this episode, I actually recorded a while ago, and I'm digging it up out of the archive, edit it, and sharing it with you guys because I've been really wanting to give this material out, and it's just been a long time before I really felt like I was ready. So I'm going to share it with you guys. So I actually recorded it at an airport while I was in between jobs. I really hope you guys enjoy it, and I am looking forward to seeing your feedback in the comments and in and around social media. So real quick, if you are a low-time pilot and you are trying to reach that monumental 1,500 flight hours, then this might be an interesting podcast for you. I just want to encourage you to follow on social media, Low-Time Pilot Jobs, across all platforms. You can also download this podcast on Apple, as well as Spotify, iHeartRadio, and coming to Pandora as well. So feel free to subscribe to the podcast and enjoy. If this indeed is your first time on this podcast, I want to let you know that I am a commercial pilot, and I've been a commercial pilot since 2016. I've been working in aviation since 2007, so I've been in the industry for a long time, and I've had many careers in aviation. I've fueled airplanes, I've loaded and unloaded munitions on fighter aircraft, and I have worked as a pilot in general aviation, mostly in cargo and things like banner towing, stuff like that. My whole goal is to provide you insight from experiences that I've had as a commercial pilot, and of course, if I can, give you tips and tricks on how to improve and how to make your transition into being a commercial pilot smoother. That's what I'm going to do. So I just want you to know that this podcast is for you guys. I really hope you enjoy it. All right, let's get into it. So what are we talking about today? Well, I want you to know that you can be a successful pilot without going in the airlines. And we're going to talk about that. First of all, I need to say I'm not trashing the airlines. I do have some things I want to say about the airlines specifically, but this is not a personal attack, okay? This is no personal attack on anybody, and there's no personal attack on any airline. This is just my opinion, and I want to see if you agree, okay? So keep that in mind when you're listening to this conversation, that this is not a personal attack on anybody or any company. So let's talk about being a passenger of an airline. Personally, I don't like the airlines. It's not a good experience for me. I just don't like the process. It's kind of a miserable experience if you're honest with yourself. Think about what you have to go through when you fly on an airplane. We all deal with it and we all put up with it, but you have to kind of ask yourself, is this it? Is this really where we've come for aviation? Like, this process of flying is complicated, and for people who are paying good money to sit on those very uncomfortable seats, it's not really that enticing. It's not that exciting. Now, this is from a passenger perspective. From being told you can't have water in your bag, to, hey, you have to remove your shoes, to no room and no comfort on their oversold seating arrangements. Hang on, airplane coming. I love general aviation. Two, I'm sorry, you have to throw that can of soda pop in the trash that I gave you a few minutes ago because we're landing in 20 minutes and you can't land while drinking whatever. Waiting an hour and 15 minutes after you got off the bus with wings for your bag to magically appear out of the wall on a conveyor belt, it's ridiculous. I feel like as a customer, as a passenger, I'm not taken seriously. I really feel that way. And it's frustrating because everybody's got to fly. You got to spend money on these airlines, and this is the only way to do it. I just don't enjoy the experience. I just don't. Question for you. Do we honestly believe that the airlines have our best interest at heart as a customer? Why do we continually sacrifice our freedoms, our comfort, whatever you want to call it, for personal convenience? As in, I need to get from A to B faster, so I'm going to give up all these comforts and freedoms to get there. This is the system that has become the norm, and I just wish there was a better way. I just wish there was a better way. But until we stop spending thousands of dollars on a one-way ticket to leave Florida because a hurricane is about to destroy it, and we want to get to safety, nothing will ever change. Okay, as a pilot, when I step on an airplane, it's a weird feeling. I'm a pilot, but I'm not pilot in command of that airplane. Kind of wish we get perks as pilots. If you have a commercial pilot's license and you get on an airliner, you get something. I don't know, free drink, or maybe some priority seating, or I don't know, something. You're in the club, so let's treat you a little better. I don't know. If you're an airline pilot, again, I'm not attacking anybody, but if you're an airline pilot, I want to sincerely congratulate you. You've made it to the top. You've achieved your dream, and seriously, congratulations. It's a really good thing, and I hope it's going good for you for your career. But let me just be honest with you. I don't want to be you. I don't want to be an airline pilot. That's not my dream. That's not my desire, and that's no big deal, okay? However, our system has kind of said that if you want to be a successful pilot, you have to be an airline pilot. And I disagree with that. I really disagree with that. I think you can be a successful pilot and not go in the airlines. Yes, you make a good paycheck, but I found life is not about money. It really isn't. It's about your experiences. It's about what you do and where you go. What good is a large paycheck if you don't really like what you're doing? Not everybody is this way, but I have met pilots that are miserable. Many pilots get into flying because of what they do. They get into it, they are initially attracted to it because it's cool. Flying is cool. Everyone wants to make a living, right? Everybody wants to do something that they love, right? And if you can make money doing what you love, that's good. That's what you want to try and do. But I have found in some cases where the reason you became an airline pilot in the first place, the end result did not meet or match the reason you got into it to begin with. A good example is a conversation I had a year and a half ago with a first officer on a major airline. I was curious. I wanted to know, hey, how do you like your job? So that's what I asked him. We just got done. We just landed, came up to the gate, and I walked up to him. He was still sitting in his seat, and I said, hey, let me ask you a question. I told him I'm a pilot and all that good stuff. I said, hey, how do you like your job? This job that you do as a first officer on a major airline, what's it like? How do you like it? I was genuinely curious. His answer was kind of alarming. He said, yeah, the paycheck's nice, but I don't really know why I'm doing this anymore. I hate living out of a suitcase, and I don't even feel like I'm flying. I just push buttons and I get people from A to B. That's my job. But let me be clear. If being an airline pilot is your dream and your passion, go for it 100%. Don't let anybody discourage you. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it, because yes, you can absolutely do it if that's your dream. Just know you don't have to do it. That's all this is about. You can be successful without going in the airlines. You don't have to do it. Don't let the system push you in that direction if you don't want to go in that direction. Find happiness, chase the dream, don't chase the money. I want to share something with you. During my commercial check ride, I was asked the question, what do you want to do with your commercial pilot's license after you graduate? My answer was, I want to stay in general aviation. I want to tow banners, or I want to spray fields in ag flying, or I would love to tow pipeline. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. I'd love to do that. Or, hey, fly over a lake in the mountains and drop fish in it. That sounds so cool. Or even better, I want to be a bush pilot. That actually was the number one thing that I wanted to do when I was in college. My check examiner's response was disheartening. Well, I hope you like eating ramen noodles for your whole life. That's what he said to me. He couldn't be more wrong. I only eat ramen noodles if I want to. Otherwise, with my job, I'm well fed and my family's well fed. And we're doing good and we're happy. I'm really proud of that. And I want you to know that you can be proud of that too. Other people could be proud of what they do and not be chasing the paycheck. Seriously.
I just don't think general aviation jobs get very much credit for how successful they can be for a person. You know, plus the flying is genuine. It's just me and the airplane. Stick and rudder flying all day long. I just don't want to be a button pushing pilot. Sorry if that offends somebody, but that's the way I see it. It's just not attractive. It's not entertaining. There's nothing about selecting autopilot that is enticing to me as a pilot. I'm a pilot. I want to fly. I don't want to push a button that tells the computer, fly for me. Just me and the airplane working together and making memories. I'm really blessed to be able to share this with you guys because I want you guys to be part of the journey. You can experience the raw, unnatural, superhuman feeling of flying through the air just the way God intended it for the birds, not for us. And it's an amazing feeling. Trust me. If you get a chance to get your tail wheel and you get a chance to fly stick and rudder, you should take it. It is the best way to fly, and there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it at all. It's an amazing thing if you think about it, humans flying. And when I say that, I mean that. I really do. A human flying an airplane, not a computer. Do a job that you love because you love doing it, not because of the paycheck or not because of some kind of monetary value. Yeah, take care of yourself, take care of your family, but don't lose sight of what you want to do in life. Don't lose sight of that. Don't let money control your decisions. Let life experiences control your decisions. You just need passion and perseverance, just like the Wright brothers. We first took interest in this crazy thing called flying because we wanted to get off the ground and see the world from up there. And then we took our first flight and we got really excited. Do you remember? Do you remember that feeling of getting really excited on your first flight? And then somebody dropped a book of regulations in our lap and we deflated like a balloon. Do you remember that feeling? I sure do. But deep inside, a drive kept us going, kept us flying. Even though there were times we wanted to quit because the weight of the training or the weight of the regulations just felt like too much, and you just wanted to quit. I can't do it, it's too much. Too much to study, too much to know. Just want to fly. But we didn't quit. Why not? Some people might have quit. I know a couple actually. But I didn't quit. And I know a lot of people that didn't quit. Why is that? Don't we wish sometimes we could just go fly without any of the rules? This is speaking fictitiously. It's a dream. It's not reality. Especially if you want to make money doing this, you're not going to be flying without regulations. Unfortunately, that's how it is. And that's all right. You know, the rules were written in blood, sadly. That expression basically has a lot of weight. A lot of people made mistakes and they didn't live to tell the tale. And then some rule or some mandate came through to protect the next guy from a devastating outcome like somebody before him. But truthfully, I don't know if it's just me, but the less rules and the less regulations I have to deal with in my life, the happier I am. Honestly. Again, I'm not trying to bash anybody, but I just want you guys to know that you can be a successful pilot. Just follow your dream. Just follow your dream. Don't follow the paycheck. And the good thing is that for the most part, not entirely, but for the most part, you can do it with relatively low hours. Doing a job like this, banner towing or flight instructing, is a great way to build your hours. And I hope that at some point in the future, there are more ways to build time than just flight instruction or banner towing or whatever. The FAA's 1,500 hour rule is pretty daunting. It's a lot of hours. So I just want to thank you guys for joining me. If you're part of the channel, if you've subscribed, thank you very much for being here. I really want you guys to stick around. I've got more content for you. If you're not subscribed, I'd like to encourage you to hit the subscribe button, share with your friends, and even leave a comment below if you guys have anything to say. I'm open. Let's have a conversation. Thank you guys for hanging out in my office. Really appreciate having you here. Stay tuned to the channel and fly that airplane to the finish every single time. All right, see you guys for the next one.